Also joining us, of course, the one, the only, heavy emphasis on Mr. John Dvorak. Why are you laughing? I thought that was a nice intro.
Very nice intro, Jerry. Thank you. Good morning. It's great to be here this morning, Jerry.
I did a little checking up on you one day last week. Took a cruise through the fairgrounds. Looking awfully nice.
Boy, isn't it? You know, with the rain we've been having, the grass is nice and green. I tell you, I'm just so proud of that maintenance crew that I've got out there. They've really gone beyond where they need to go as far as getting the grounds looking good. Everything's got a lot of fresh coat of paint. Spent a lot of time with a paintbrush in their hand, just sprucing things up, and really took care of all the real little things this year that are really
the final touches that make things look really nice.
Yeah, they're just doing a super job, and I couldn't ask for a better group of guys that I have out there.
Boy, here in a day or two, I'll bet things will really start picking up.
Yeah,
the activity. You know?
The activity is going to start. It's amazing. You know, you and I, we've had our first fair talk way back in April, and we thought, boy, is that...
It's a long ways away.
Long ways away. Man, we got a lot of time, and my gosh, the fair's going to start next Tuesday.
Well, in my book, it really kind of gets going on Monday. Some of the open class, some of those kinds of things already start coming in on
Yeah,
Monday.
The open class starts coming in on Monday. You know, that's a big part of the fair. You know, it takes a lot of work to get all that stuff situated and judged and entered, and you know, we depend on a lot of that for just filling up that exhibit building. You know, it's great that we have all these individuals that take the time to, whether it's a craft or whether they're making something, baking something, sewing something. It's just great.
Growing something.
That's right. It's just great that they have an opportunity that they can come and show off their wares, and you know, that's all part of the fair.
I'll tell you, thinking back 20 years ago when I first started here, how the fair looked then, and all the improvements and the new buildings and the new food stands that you've been able to add over the years to make it look so much nicer.
Well, we definitely have enhanced the fairgrounds. You know, we were very fortunate last year that we were able to secure the grant that we got from the state, and then we were very gracious with the donation that the county gave to us, and then the Gillen family for that new Gillen building, and boy, that just really added to the fair. But it was, at the same time, it was kind of sad to see a building that had been a fixture at the fair for so many years had to be, you know, demolished. But it was, you know, the building served its purpose, and it was time to replace it, and we needed to replace it, and so we were fortunate that we could, and we have a beautiful new building now that enhances the fairground, and another year or two and everybody will forget about the old Quonset building.
Well, about a minute, John, we have to take a break. Obviously, you have the routine down by now, about a minute for the markets, but before we get to the markets quickly, you have the fair books out, the website, so things, everybody can kind of keep track of what's going on.
Exactly so, you know, and you know, the fair books are over at all of the banks and several businesses that always carry them for us. But most importantly, you know, man, check out that ricecountyfair.net on our website. We have all the information on there. Tara Langevin is doing a great job on keeping things posted, trying to make it fun and exciting, and she's doing a great job of that. So, you know, there should be no reason why we should know what's going on at the fair this year.
Yeah, and exact times or entry forms, different things, it's all there on the website.
It's all there, and you know what? Come an hour or two early, enjoy the fair, and then
Exactly.
go to your program that you want to go to.
Stand by, John. We have to take a break for the markets, and we'll continue with Fair Talk right here.
Becomes an emergency. Faribault Senior Living, enhancing your independence.
Welcome back to today's AM Minnesota Fair Talk 2015. John Dvorak, Mr. John Dvorak, the manager of the Rice County Fair. Before the market break, John, we were just talking a little bit about how nice the fairgrounds look, and boy, it's exciting to think that here in a couple, 3 days, there'll be all sorts of activity going on.
It sure is, and you know, it just, it's always interesting, and it amazes me. It's like, come Sunday, you plant some seeds, and it's fair time seeds that you plant, and all of a sudden, you know, out of the ground grows this carnival, and grows this fair, and grows the exhibits, and the food vendors, and and the farm machinery all gets there, and it's, you know, it's like magic.
Well, we mentioned too that a lot of things kind of kick off on Monday with open class and some things coming in, more things coming in on Tuesday, then kind of the kickoff Tuesday evening. Kind of maybe the official kickoff is the Fair Queen coronation.
Exactly so, and that's when it all starts. You know, our fair starts on Tuesday evening. We start with the flag raising ceremony at 5:30, and from then we move on, and the Queen coronation happens at 7 o'clock. And I understand that we have 8 candidates that are running this year for Queen, Rice County Fair Queen, so that's nice to see, and that's exciting. And I hope the girls are excited and they get a lot out of this, because you know, it is an important part for the Rice County Fair, and these gals, they represent for the whole year, they represent the Rice County Fair, and they're our ambassadors, and so we're proud to have them, we're glad to have them, and I hope that it's an enjoyable experience for the gals, and even more experience enjoyable for the winners that get crowned as royalty. So
I don't know if you noticed when you came in, because John was trying to get my blood pressure up. He gets her about 30 seconds before the start of the program. But Kathy Kapp stopped by here recently, and she was going through some things, and I put the picture she gave me on the desk behind my desk that has all the stuff of people picking on me. But there's some special things there too, and she had a picture of myself, Ronald McDonald, and Diane Horman.
yeah, and I see
And
that on your desk too, and I wish I'd have seen that there earlier, because there was a bunch of places that I could have probably put that picture. And I guess what makes that picture so special is we lost Diane last winter. She lost her battle with cancer, and she's definitely going to be missed, and all of the above. She was a great person. She was a great ambassador of the fair, great supporter, and she's no longer with us, and but the fair moves on and life moves on, and to honor Diane this year, we are going to dedicate the Children's Barnyard in memory of Diane.
Well, she was a big supporter
and
trying to get that going, wasn't she?
She was very instrumental in helping get that started. She had several individuals that helped her, but she was the driving force behind it, and she built it up to what it is today, and she stayed on top of all of the regulations, and everything that you could do in the barnyard and what you couldn't do in the barnyard was constantly trying to find different programs that were out there that she could bring in that could not only be entertaining for young individuals to come and see, and the parents, but also educational. And she did a great job with that, along with other facets of the fair she was involved in. You know, she single-handedly took care of all of the livestock exhibits that were going on, make sure that the judges were hired, make sure that the show times were all in order. So she was a big driving force onto the fair. So to honor Diane, on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, we are going to have a ceremony in front of the Children's Barnyard, and we are going to dedicate that Children's Barnyard in memory of Diane. So, you know, come on out and spend a little time with us, and let's be there to support Diane, even though Diane's no longer.
I'm sure it
with
would
us.
mean a lot to her family.
I'm sure it will, and I'm sure this is going to be a rough time for the family, but they have a big fair family behind them that's going to be there to support them.
Well, like I always said, we all came into this world with nothing, and no matter what worldly goods we have, we're still going to leave with nothing. The only thing we leave behind is the memories of how we treated people and what we did. And Diane was a classic example of leaving behind some fantastic memories.
And that she was, and you know, the one great thing about Diane is, you know, we all have opinions and we all have ideas, and Diane was full of ideas, but you know, the thing is if her idea didn't work, she didn't sulk about it. It was, okay, let's go on, and she supported everything that everybody brought up. She supported everybody's ideas, even though, you know, hers always didn't go, but she was always there. She was the first one to always say, okay, let's get going, let's get this going,
and let's move on.
Let's move on, and I definitely do miss her.
Well, so that's going to be 6 o'clock then Tuesday night in front of the Children's Barnyard.
Correct.
And then the Fair Queen contest shortly after that for Tuesday night.
Yeah, the Fair Queen contest will start at 7 o'clock as always, and you know, let the festivities begin.
And then Wednesday morning we really kick into high gear, don't we?
We really do, you know, and well, the biggest thing that we kick off with is we have our Hall of Fame breakfast. That's at 7 o'clock over in the beer garden, and I'm told that we are going to have a great breakfast again this morning. We can give out there's several county awards that we give out, and I don't know that we have time to mention them all, but they'll all be listed on the website.
And everyone is invited to come in for breakfast, and then the program, breakfast will be served in the beer garden, and then we'll wrap up breakfast a little before 9 o'clock, and then we'll move into the nice newer area with all of the screens on the side, so we can have a little more air movement.
Exactly.
And the program will start about 9:10 or 9:15.
Somewhere around there, and I know we always carry it live on KDHL and our official radio station of the Rice County Fair. And so that'll kick it off, and there's several species of animals that start being judged on Wednesday, and that, you know, kind of kicks it off. And so, you know, moving on Wednesday, you know, then Wednesday evening we have our kids pedal pool. So, you know, younger individuals, you know, you want to get out there and you want to try to earn your points for your state awards, and you want to earn a trophy, come on out. This event starts at 6:30. Be there a little early, and you know, it's a great time for the young individuals.
I think we should get a little bit bigger pedal tractor and have an adult pedal pool sometime.
Well, you know, interesting you should say, but I had a conversation with Troy Dunn, Sheriff Troy Dunn. And,
I've heard of him.
Yeah. He kind of beat you at the lawnmower race last year, I think. But anyhow, we won't talk about that.
No, we'll move on. This is a whole nother year.
That's right. And he is trying to bring in they're going to set up a course, and I have to talk to him about what day we're going to do this on. I'm thinking it's going to be Thursday, but I'm not for sure yet. They're going to set up a course. It's that you can drive bigger pedal vehicles on, and they can put a set of eyeglasses on you that make it like you're impaired.
Oh, what a great idea.
And so we're gonna, you know, older individuals can put on these glasses and they could just see, you know, what the different limits of alcohol will do to you. So that's something that we're working on, and I hope we can pull that off. I hope I didn't talk out of turn here, but it's something that we're talking about bringing in, and so I think that'll be something for the older individuals, and I think it'll be something that's interesting.
What's in the grandstand then? Tuesday, or do we have a grandstand show Tuesday night?
We do. We have our Night of Carnage. We call it the Night of Carnage. It's several car races. There's 4 individual car races that will be taking place. That should prove interesting. One of the races, and I've said this before, is, you know, they attach several kitchen appliances to the car, and they have to make it around the track without them falling off. If they fall off, they have to stop and pick them back up. There's one race where the driver sits behind the steering wheel and the passenger runs the gas and the brakes, and then they have a trailer race where they connect the trailer to a vehicle, and individuals can try to knock that trailer off the car, so you know, they have to stop, put it back on, or knock them out of the race. And then the final race is a race where they race around and they have to make several stops at a portable toilet and pull out so many sheets of toilet paper, and the person that comes closest to the predetermined length of toilet paper wins the race. So I think it's something new, and I think
sounds like a little bit different version of the demolition derby.
Yeah, well, demolition and Duro kind of all put it together there, and I'm looking for it to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be very entertaining. I really think it is, and I'm so hoping that you know, this is something that we can get to start growing here at our fair. I know it's popular in other areas, and I'm hoping that's something that we can continue to work on and grow here at the restaurant.
So that's Tuesday night then?
That's Tuesday night.
What's
Wednesday night we got our enduro races. Thursday night we'll have our lawnmower races. The Minnesota Lawnmower Racing Association will be here, and boy, I tell you, if it's anything like it was last year, I mean, man, that is fun-packed, action-thrilled. You know, some of them lawnmowers,
I think the
tell me-
engines may have been adjusted
I
just to
think
that.
just a
yeah.
little bit, you know, to get that lawnmower going at 80 miles an hour. If I ran around my house that fast, I'd be done in 5 minutes mowing my lawn. But I'm told that some of them lawnmowers could get up to 80 miles an hour, and they really liked our track because it was big, it was wide enough, and they had a great time doing it. Friday night, we have our bull riding event. We have Rice bull riding coming in, and that's
Who's going to be in the celebrity bull riding contest on Friday night?
well, I don't know yet.
We're working on that.
Working on that, yeah. I know there's been some talk about some radio announcer that might ride the bull this year, but I'm not sure if that might happen.
I'm not sure. I heard the sheriff might be doing it.
And then, you know, Friday also is Kids Day at the fair, so all the kids that come to the fair during the afternoon will get a free ticket into the grandstand that evening. Then we're going to have some kids games and prizes during the intermission, so you know that'll be the kind of the cap off of our Children's Day. Also for a family pack, 3 children get in free with 2 paid adults, so you know makes it just a little easier for mom and dad to bring the family to the bull riding event. I hope people can take advantage of that and find it entertaining. On Saturday night we have our NTPA truck and tractor pull, and Thursday night we ended on a bang with our ever popular demolition derby.
You mean Sunday night?
Or Sunday night. I'm sorry, Sunday night.
Yeah.
We ended up with our demolition derby, and that should be fun. And I hear there's a lot of people out there that are thinking about bringing cars in, and so I'm looking forward to be a good and fun, entertaining evening.
John, if you can stand by, we have to take a break to hear from our great sponsors, and then we'll continue with Fair Talk 2015. Yep.
A history of commitment. The State Bank of Faribault, rock solid since 1919, creating customers for life.
Welcome back to Fair Talk, right here on KDHL. Was chuckling during the break, and I was blaming John for the trouble I got in last week. We had so much fun visiting with Susan Sinnings with the Rice County Master Gardeners and what they were doing at the fair, and Amber Broussard with the Riverbend Nature Center and helping with the conservation building, that I forgot to take that break. It was John's fault.
Well, I'll sit here and take the blame for that, but boy, what a breath of fresh air Amber was, and she's so energetic about making that conservation building a go, and you know, like I said, she's a breath of fresh air. She's working really hard, and so we're really excited about all the work that she's doing at the fair.
And then Susan picked right up where Judy Keel left off with all the Master Gardeners and making things look so nice. And
and you know, I really give a lot of credit to Judy. She got that going, you know, and she started that garden out there. And like I said, you know, the first couple of years people were doubting and wondering what was happening, but boy, all it took was for that time for the seeds to take off and for everything to start growing. And what a beautiful welcoming sight that is coming into the fairgrounds.
Wanted to quickly ask you too, we talked about, you know, open class coming in on Monday. The rides, when do they start? Do they kick off on Wednesday morning?
The rides will kick off Wednesday afternoon.
Afternoon, okay.
And that's when they kick off. And yeah, we're, like I said, come Sunday, Monday, it's just like you sprinkle some carnival seeds on the ground, and there it starts, and away it starts. And you know, the carnival comes in from 3 different areas that he's been this previous week, so it takes him a little bit longer to get in there and set up, but he does, you know, our carnival, Gold Star Amusement, they do a fantastic job. That's a first class operation, and they are so professional about it. The people that are running the rides for them are so courteous to the individuals, and they're clean cut, and
they all have nice matching shirts on, and they set flowers around things.
Exactly. So they just they're really people friendly.
And the children's rides, it's going to be like last year. The west end is going to be some farm machinery, and the east end is going to be all children's rides.
Exactly.
Right?
So we did that last year, and that was very successful for us. We had a lot of positive comments on that. So the west end, we start with the Machinery Hill, then we have our petting zoo up there, and along after that, then we have our adult rides, the bigger rides for the adults, and then between all that, we have all our concessions and food concessions, and Then you get onto that east end, and that's where all our kiddie land, we call it, and that's where all the children's rides are. It's a smoke-free area, and it's just a great way to bring the young kids out there and let them have their fun.
Better mention this too, or next time Mona Kaiser comes into the studio, she's going to roast me if we don't mention the Senior Citizens Program and what's going on for the senior citizens.
That's going on Thursday. Their dinner is at 11:30, and then we have a presentation. This Doug Orman is coming, and he's going to give a presentation on old schoolhouses, and so that should be a fun-packed day for our senior citizens. I have Lyndon Peterson scheduled. He'll be entertaining that day on the Selner stage, or the Midway stage, and so looking forward to that. You know, we have a full lineup on our Midway stage. Tuesday night, of course, we have the Queen Coronation. Wednesday night, we have the Rockin' Hollywoods coming in. Thursday night, we have the White Sidewalls. On Friday afternoon. That's a fun-packed day. It starts off with the Czech Singers at 1 o'clock, leading into the Damansi Dancers, and then I have the New Prague Concertina Club that's going to be performing, and along with that, Jerry Minar from New Prague, who owns the Concertina Museum, is going to come and give a overlay and a presentation on the concertina along with playing with it. And then on Friday evening, we wrap up the Friday night show with Charlie Sticha's Old Time Band. So there'll be a time that, you know, come in and kick your heels up and polka and waltz to all these old time Czech songs. I think it'll be a fun evening.
Do we have an amateur talent contest too?
We do have an amateur contest coming, and that's this year. It's on Sunday. It starts at 1 o'clock. That's always fun and entertaining. The people look forward to that. You know, the winner can go on to the state fair from here.
The reason I ask, I was at the grocery store and I ran into Diane Grubb, and I said, well, see you at the fair, and she was so excited a year later that Don had won the contest last year.
Yes, yes, and then can't forget Saturday night. We have an old-time favorite coming back, and Sherwin Linton is coming back in on Saturday night to perform. So I think we have a lot of fun-packed stuff that'll be at the fair this year. We have several kids shows that are going to be going out throughout the time, and I know that we're running out of time here, and we could probably go on for another hour or two, but we can't. But you know what? Go to that ricecountyfair.net website, and all the information is on there. If you have questions, don't hesitate to call the fair office. We'll gladly help you out. That number is 507-332-2470, and you know, let's make this a great county fair, and everybody come on out and enjoy yourselves and have a good time, because there's a lot of people that do a lot of work. I thank all my fair board members.
And all the other volunteers.
All the other volunteers that come out, and it wouldn't happen without all these volunteers. So a big hats off to the volunteers, and people come out and just, you know, show your appreciation to all these volunteers by coming out and coming to the fair and enjoying yourselves, because
Thanks,
it's
John.
your county.
We'll see you at the fair.
And we'll see you, Jerry.
John Dvorak, Secretary of the Rice County Fair. Here's ABC News already in progress.